gentlemen, announcing the arrival of Yang Muhammad Tuan Chow Kon Yao, Chief Minister of Penang. Yang Amat Berhormat Tuan Chow Kon Yao, Chief Minister of Penang, Yang Berhormat Puan Chong Eng, Penang State Executive Councillor for Social Development and Non-Islamic Religious Affairs, Yang Berhormat P. Bun Po, Penang State Executive Councillor for Environment and Welfare, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. N. Yanavaskaran and Professor Dr. Tan Morpin, Organizing Chairpersons of the 10th Malaysian Hybrid Conference on Healthy Aging, Professor Nathan Vittilingam, Advisor, Malaysian Healthy Aging Society and Council Member of the Global Coalition on Aging, GCOA, Professor Dr. Sharul Bahya binti Kamaruzaman, President, Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, MCHA, Organizing Committee members, esteemed speakers, sponsors, partners and delegates, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 10th Malaysian Hybrid Conference on Healthy Aging. And on behalf of the Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, I wish to thank you all for the support given towards making this conference a success. And for those who are here in Penang with us, we hope you have an exciting time here. And for those joining us online, we hope you will have an enjoyable virtual experience. Before we proceed, a gentle reminder to everyone, let's do our part to keep each other safe by ensuring that we adhere to all the SOPs at all times throughout the conference. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to invite one of the organizing chairpersons. Please welcome Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. N. Yanavaskaran to address you.
your kind permission, I would like to take out my mask. It will be better voice. Yang amat berhormat, Saudara Chow Kon Yeow, Ketua Menteri Pulau Pinang, Yang berhormat Puan Chon Heng, Ahli Majlis Kerajaan Negeri Pulau Pinang, Yang berhormat Bi Pun Wah, Bi Pun Po, saya ingat di dalam online, virtual. Profesor Nathan Waitilingam, penasihat persatuan kami, Profesor Dr. Syarul, Presiden persatuan kami, Profesor Tan Maupin, pengurusi bersama Jawatan Kuasa Penganjur, ahli-ahli Jawatan Kuasa Penganjur, penceramah-penceramah yang berhormat, bagi-bagi yang menolong kita selalunya dalam persidangan macam ini, sponsors kita. Kalau tidak sponsor, susah nak buat macam program ini untuk orang Malaysia, khasnya kepada golongan emas. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, and my dear friends from all over Malaysia who have attended, and there are more than 900 virtual participants who are watching us online. To cut down the speech and give more time to our beloved Chief Minister, I would like to continue in English. Well, earlier addressing in Bahasa Malaysia, that's my Bahasa Kebangsaan Malaysia, so I have to say a few words there. I also have some distinguished Datos and Datins who have come all the way. I have Dato Anas from the most important part now in Malaysia, under health, Protect Health. They breed all the COVID injection. Then Perkasus, Dr. Azlan is here. He is representing his CEO, Dr. Azman, very helpful to the society all these years. Ladies and gentlemen, medical students who were here, this is a great occasion to have it in Penang. We all know Penang, everybody loves to come. Originally, we wanted to make it all physical, but unfortunately, due to the sudden COVID coming up and down, COVID, one day yes, one day no, one day closed, one day open, so we had to bring it more virtual. We have worked very hard, YB, to make this a very, very important occasion for Penang. We have been trying very hard to get as many sponsors, but generally the sponsors are mostly divided in many societies. As a past president of MMA, I was there during the COVID, and I'm actually known as COVID president. And COVID did not attack me. But unfortunately, COVID last year sent a bacteria, a cousin of his, called MRSA. I didn't even know what was MRSA, being a medical doctor. I was in hospital for nearly 2.5 months, thanks to my family, my doctors, especially Prof. Sharul and the Tan Maupin and other geriatric people in UM. I was actually admitted to Glen Eagles, but there is always a saying, those days, don't leave home without American Express card. Now don't leave home without medical card. If you leave home without medical card, you want to go to the private hospital, then you be prepared. But luckily, I was given a second line in UM hospital, where I stayed there for nearly 30 days. Fantastic care. I must thank them. Then I was moved to Region Hospital, another hospital that gave me my rehabilitation. When you saw me walking, some of you must be wondering why this old man wobbling wants to become organizing chairman. The reason is I have been involved in many 45 years of my life in public life, including being a DAP member in Penang. In 1990, I contested in Nibong Tuba, lost by a few margin of 100 votes. That time Penang was a frontline state. And thanks to YB Lim Kit Siang, I was invited, given a very good seat, but unfortunately the Kadasan cap came in 1990 through Pyrin, and that's all we lost. So I'm back again, because I believe when I came out of it, I wanted to give up everything. I wanted to just be a normal person. But my friends, Prof. Nathan, would look at me. He's a terrible fellow when he's sick. He used to come to my house, and every day, 30 days, he used to get me up, walk. You know, it's a torture. Many doctors, they can advise you. But me, I've gone through it. So I'm in a better position to advise you that healthy aging is very important. And I dance now 45 minutes every day. Despite that, my legs are still wobbly. My muscles are still weak. So I'm trying to develop. There must be other methods. Today somebody suggested a few things. Dr. Wong, our physician, suggested something else. So I'm going to do all that to improve myself. So improving on healthy aging is always there. Some people think when you talk about healthy aging, they say, yeah, I'm still young. Especially the young doctors, the young people. What we are saying is healthy aging is womb to tomb, from birth to graveyard. So if you don't come now, you won't know how to take care of your old parents. I forgot, my good friend Dato Theo, our former MMA president, is very eagerly sitting here. He just mentioned to me this morning, he comes particularly because his parents are both old. He needs to take care of them. So all of us have got a duty. So friends, all I can tell you is, we have a very nice Chief Minister. I'm not trying to praise you, sir. I don't like to mince my word. I'm one fellow who talks straight from my mouth and from my heart. But I appeal to you, as I talk to you in the holding room, we want Penang to be an ideal state for this kind of functions. And we are prepared to work on a long-term basis with you. With the government support, you know when I say government support, is financial support. If we have the financial support, we can do a lot of things for you. This society of 20 years has been run, dedicated by selfless health and medical doctors, health workers I mean. And we are the first society in Malaysia to have held the World Healthy Aging Congress many, many years ago, and they've gone on to other countries. They've respected the way this Healthy Aging Congress or Healthy Aging Society has been performing, and they've been invited to go all around the world to do other Healthy Aging Congresses. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to have seen all of you here, especially those who came on board. And the people who are watching there, 800, 900 people. Excuse me for being persistent in getting you on board. The reason I did all that was, I know you'll miss out. And nobody gives you a conference of 3 days for 100 ringgit. This 100 ringgit is basically created by us, supported by us, for the sake of B40, M40. I mean, rich and famous, you can always forget. They have their own way of doing this. You can go and change your blood, can change your hormones and all that. But the B40 and M40 are the group of people we are very, very interested in looking after, because we have been hit. As you know, Malaysia has been identified the most obese country in Asia. And all the diseases, you name it, NCDs, non-communicable disease, we are number one. On all of that, YB, I must say this last thing, the Chinese have always been careful about their health. They have the financial strength, but they also take time. Unfortunately, the Malays and Indians are somehow or other very careless about their health. And on top of it, the Indian community with 2.2 million people, we are the third largest community, but we are the highest in all the diseases, thanks to the Indian parents who feed them with rice 3 times a day. So, if you want to live long, first of all, when you go back home, take out your rice, take out your condensed milk and white sugar and throw them in the dustbin. Everything will become well in your house. Susah kan? Orang Melayu dengan India dengar ini. Anyway, thank you so much. I am so happy to have been here, and I'm trying to build my muscle. So I hope I will build soon enough to come back running around. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite someone who has been working very hard in putting together this conference. She is one of the scientific chairpersons for this conference and also the MHA's president. Please welcome Professor Dr. Sharul Bahya binti Kamruzaman up on stage to deliver her speech.
Honorable Chief Minister of Penang, YB Puan Chong Eng, Penang State Executive Councillor for Social Development and Non-Islamic Religious Affairs, YBP Boon Po, thank you for joining us online, Penang State Executive Councillor for Environment and Welfare, and thank you, Datuk Ganabaskran, for your inspiring speech. You walking up on stage just now was inspiring in itself, and we're so happy to have you organize this conference with us. And not forgetting Professor Dr. Tan Mau Pin, Organizing Chairperson for the 10th Malaysian Hybrid Conference on Healthy Aging. Our advisor, Professor Dr. Nathan Vitalingam. Dr. Wong Tek Wee, my scientific co-chair and ex-president of Malaysian Healthy Aging Society. Friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen, it is a true pleasure to welcome you to the 10th Malaysian Conference on Healthy Aging as the newly appointed president of this very hardworking and prestigious society. It is also an honor for me to be a part of the Malaysian Healthy Aging Society that is now running, as you heard just now, in its 20th year, working alongside individuals who share real passion and belief in the importance of healthy aging, many of whom here are aging healthily and happily too. Since we've globally entered into the decade of healthy aging, as announced by the United Nations in 2020, and what is possibly the most challenging time with the sudden onslaught of the pandemic, devastating many lives and livelihood, our mission and vision have never been clearer than now. We must work together in maximizing every opportunity we get to assist and advocate for maintenance and improvement of the physical, mental, emotional, and financial health for all Malaysians. We all deserve a fair, if not fabulous, quality of life. The UN pronouncement may have signaled the need for us to prioritize health as a part of our experience in growing older, but we, the Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, see it as a prompt to develop and create more impactful initiatives towards this call. Our first order of business is to balance the narrative on aging, to place emphasis on embracing and enjoying the processes in growing old gracefully amongst our families, friends, and peers. The change in mindset begins with us all here, how we think, feel, and respond towards age and aging. And while we're at it, to continue our work in helping facilitate for senior citizens to contribute to their communities and society significantly. And it is our blessing to be a body of health professionals where our contributions are rooted in evidence-based solutions through valid research. The numerous events that we've held over the years have made way for us to create physical and virtual platforms in which we're able to discuss, formulate, and collaborate with relevant agencies to enhance policies for equitable access for long-term care for older Malaysians who need it. This includes the need to speak for the rights of the older person. While it may appear somewhat ambitious, this would require, YB, I think you're hearing this quite closely, a fully integrated and holistic approach to aging, which involves many turning and moving parts to converge towards one single aim, and that is healthy aging. And this is what has inspired the theme for today's conference: Holistic Healthy Aging, the 10 Pillars to Living Longer, Healthier and Better. We hope with this conference to start turning and moving those very pertinent parts. As the president of MCHA and scientific co-chair for this year's program, it has been a great learning experience and utmost pleasure for me, together with the organizing team, to welcome our friends and colleagues from almost every specialty covering the 10 pillars of healthy aging. We hope you enjoy the selection of interesting symposiums, lectures, and forums we have at this conference. Many will derive views and opinions from experts who are community members and leaders, the NGOs and societies, and also advocates for healthy aging from various sectors. Our utmost gratitude to them for lending their valuable time and expertise to this program. I thank the Honourable Chief Minister and the Penang State Government for having us here on this beautiful island. We're so glad to be here. You don't know how excited we were when we got in. And we're grateful for the response from all of you here physically and online. I know it's been a challenging morning for those of you online, so forgive us and let's start anew and enjoying the rest of the 3 days that we have. And certainly all the lectures will be recorded. You'll gain access to them for the next month. You'll be bored of us before long. And we hope to work on many more healthy initiatives that are relevant to the state and beyond. Lastly, we'll be having an international event in 2024, where we hope, Yang Amat Berhormat, to have your gracious support to host this in Penang. Also, this conference would not have happened without the support from our sponsors. Thank you. Thank you so much. You've played a big part in helping MCHA provide opportunities for students from various institutions to attend and learn from the sessions presented. Last but not least, a heartfelt thanks to all the participants. We hope you take the opportunity to engage and network with like-minded members of the community and delegates and gain new insights, inspiration, and strategies for living healthier, longer, and better. On behalf of MHAS, thank you for being here. We look forward to receiving you in our future endeavors and events. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Sharul, for that great speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the Malaysian Healthy Aging Society was formed in 2002, and this conference marks 20 years of the society's journey. And to celebrate the occasion, we prepared this video for you.
True healthy aging, to be able to live it, we just have to look closer. It's all around us. It can be found in the strength of the community, in the genuine love and care of the family, and most importantly, in our self-responsibility. We each live differently, with different values, in different cultures, bringing different expectations. But we all share one common desire, the desire for health and happiness that are deeply rooted in the human soul.
Good morning. I'm 80 years old. I am a cancer survivor and recently recovered from COVID. Healthy aging means more to me now than ever before. I'm grateful to be active, fit, physically, mentally, and socially. For me, it is important to keep up with friends, family, and the world around us. I try to do something every day to keep going and contribute to my family, friends, and community. As I get older, I must stay in touch with the younger generation so that I am not left behind. I believe healthy aging needs to start now and not when we get older. Take care and stay safe.
I'm Ben. I have type 2 diabetes. I was diagnosed as a high-functioning Asperger's in mid-2000. For me, adaptability is an important part of growing old gracefully. The need to move with the times, learn new skills, communicate well, get acquainted with new technologies. It's all part of life and living today. Doing everything that is essential and beneficial to my self-care and growth, and to the people and cats I love. All this keeps me moving, thinking and going. Everything that is essential to healthy aging. And none of this is possible with that aptitude for adaptability.
Hi, I'm Evelyn. For me, aging means an opportunity to grow old, and healthy aging for me is to recognize that there will be changes that come along the way: physical, emotional, psychological, cognitive. And if I could cope with these changes so that I can maintain functional ability, that to me is what healthy aging is all about.
Healthy aging. There are three main components. First, financial security. Second, physical health. Third, mental health. One, to have to plan ahead before one retires from his job, and to save enough money for another 20 or 30 years perhaps when he or she does not get any income anymore. And also there will be additional increasing kind of medical bills as we grow older.
For me, healthy aging is about a few things. First of all, it's about gratitude. I try and always start from a point of gratitude, thankful for so many blessings that I have, so much help and so many blessings, friends and family. Secondly, it's about having a positive mind, faith and confidence that for all the things, the challenges that I have to go through, the not so nice things, that it will be okay. To keep that positive mind that somehow or other it will be okay. And besides that, of course, the normal things: healthy diet, sleep, exercise, and I think the most important thing about healthy aging is to have fun. We must have fun.
The Malaysian Healthy Aging Society was born to guide us all towards these aspirational existence. For 20 years now, we've been advocating for greater vigilance by the community over the impact of longevity amongst the aging population. We have held numerous programs and talks nationwide and also internationally for the public alongside our medical cohorts, and that across all sectors in reaching our goals. So we may all learn and share with each other our experiences and discoveries. We owe this much to the coming generations for them to live well and not just live long. After all, youth is a disease from which we all recover.
Come on, I know you like that video. In case you're curious, Kamaruzaman Sharif, featured in the video, is the father of Professor Sharul. Wonderful to see him. It was also wonderful to see Marian de Cruz at 68. She's looking well, and I was informed that she still dances, so you can maybe take some lessons from her. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pleasure now to invite our guest of honor, Yang Amat Berhormat Tuan Chow Kon Yao, the Chief Minister of Penang, to deliver the opening speech.
Terima kasih. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera kepada tuan-tuan, puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Yang berhormat Puan Chong Eng, Ahli Exco Kerajaan Negeri Pulau Pinang. Yang berhormat Saudara P. Boon Poh, Ahli Exco Kerajaan Negeri Pulau Pinang yang hadir secara online. Yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. N. Gana Baskaran dan juga yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Tan Mau Pin, Organizing Chairpersons, 10 Malaysian Hybrid Conference on Healthy Aging, Professor Nadan Wetialingam, Advisor, Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, yang berusaha Profesor Dr. Shaurul Baya binti Kamaruzaman, President Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, organizing committee members, media friends, participants, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning once again, and I have great pleasure to welcome all honored guests, speakers and participants of this 10 Malaysian Hybrid Conference on Healthy Aging to the beautiful state of Penang. It is also very gratifying to finally physically meet up those who are here after 2 years of travel and event restriction, although social distancing and mask mandates are still being enforced. I wish all of you here, as well as the many others joining us in the cyberspace, a very warm welcome. The state government of Penang is very pleased to work with the Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, MCHAS, towards the fruition of this conference, and even more so for the fulfilling of the objectives of MCHAS to benefit the elderly in our community. In fact, the Penang state government started our very own Senior Citizens Appreciation Program called iSejahtera way back in 2008 through various financial assistance to the senior citizens of the Penang State, beginning with 100 ringgit yearly and recently increased to 200 ringgit, which benefit a total of 177,000 senior citizens at a cost of 35.4 million ringgit. Your primary goal to disseminate practical knowledge to both medical professionals as well as to lay public on healthy lifestyles which promote healthy aging is commendable. I'm definitely taking your advice very seriously. Dr. Gana Bhaskaran, I don't know where to throw the sugar and whatnot, but I will definitely take your advice to stay healthy and to stay healthy, stay better, and stay longer. And it is our basic right, hopefully, to be recognized as a basic right to live longer, live healthier, and live better through aging gracefully and aging healthily. From my understanding, MCHA is well known for organizing the first World Congress of Healthy Aging way back in 2012 in Kuala Lumpur, and the first ASEAN Conference on Healthy Aging 2017 in Kuching, Sarawak. And today we have succeeded in having your 10th conference here in Penang, despite the challenges and restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Well done to all the members of the organizing committee and the dedicated MCHA team. Not long ago, the COVID-19 pandemic brought about great havoc globally and resulted in the death of almost 6 million people worldwide. This pandemic tragically also highlighted the dangers of neglecting to provide quality public health services around the world. As Professor Dr. Shauro said, this is the best time to do what we need to do because it highlighted the very need of doing, in particular, in the issue of healthy aging. Just as a stress test highlights the presence of a blocked artery and warns of an impending heart attack, the global pandemic of COVID-19 has highlighted the hidden deficiencies within many of our public health policies and has warned us of potentially devastating outcomes if we do not address these deficiencies before the next health crisis happens. As this pandemic winds down, hopefully, we need to carefully consider what invaluable lessons it has taught us. We must take to heart these lessons, both of the successes and failures, and to apply them to future public health challenges. One of these future public health challenges is that of aging population. Countries across the globe have reported falling fertility rates, many below replacement levels, while at the same time, human life expectancy has been steadily increasing due to effective public health measures and advancement in medical treatments. The resulting shift in the demographic patterns predicts that eventually we will have nations with smaller numbers of working adults supporting fewer children, but larger numbers of non-working elderly adults. This demographic pattern threatens to destabilize countries worldwide and is expected to affect our nation's future as well. The elderly over 60 was 7% of the Malaysian population in 2020, but is expected to double to 15% of all Malaysians by 2030, when we officially attain aging nation status. This demographic pattern appears to be irreversible. If we are to successfully navigate the challenge of maintaining a good quality of life in an aging nation, we need to immediately, intelligently, and holistically address the concept of healthy aging. We must start planning for the future immediately, because any further delay in allocating resources for this goal will lead to it slipping further beyond our grasp. Traditional social safety nets like the Employment Provident Fund are no longer viable guarantees of financial security in our twilight years like they used to be when the cost of living was much lower. And we all know what happened and is happening to EPF. If we allow further withdrawal, the financial implication for the future age will be tremendous and beyond our imagination. So I think the government is very careful, despite the pressure to release further financial incentive to EPF contributors impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Technological advances in the information technology field allow us to get more done with less, if we can intelligently exploit that knowledge. Due to the demographic changes, our future communities will be left with less resources for the elderly. Therefore, technological solutions are a logical step to be the tool which allows the elderly to remain productive. One of the daunting tasks is getting our older citizens to learn to adapt to modern technology. And Dr. Tan complained about the slow infrastructure that we have, and maybe with the introduction of 5G later on in the year in Penang especially, I hope Dr. Tan's concern will be effectively addressed and resolved. For this, I am happy to note that the tasks which had been undertaken by the state government agencies, Digital Penang, 2 years ago, when the Penang Senior Digital Resource Center at Corrington Avenue was launched. Using the said premise in Pulau Tikus, Digital Penang carried out its Digital Coach Scheme and Digital Promoter Scheme, which targeted at aiding and introducing digital solutions to the public, especially for the elderly folks. We do not manage to reach out to many, a few thousand, because of the pandemic, but hopefully it is a good start, and this program will continue reaching out to the senior citizens of the state to embrace the digital age. In curating these two programs, the state government gave the elderly community a platform to practice, ask questions, make mistakes, and most importantly, to learn. These workshops and clinics provided demonstration, coaches, and tutorials, which aim to familiarize and to ease the elderly participants to the basics of e-commerce, e-wallets, and other digital transactions. Ladies and gentlemen, lastly, we need to view human beings as a whole, not merely a physical body. People are unique individuals, each with dreams and fears, and contributing members of our own communities. Healthy aging, therefore, is not viewed solely as physical aging of the body, but covering all aspects of the individual, mentally, nutritionally, socially, environmentally, intellectually, financially, technologically, spiritually, and involving traditional and complementary medicines. To this list, I must also add that the state government also takes a legalistic view on the welfare of our senior citizens who are cared for in old folks' homes in Penang. We have a 3-person committee chaired by Saudara Jadip Singh, the EXCO for Housing, Local Government, and comprising Yang Berhormat Chong Eng as well as Yang Berhormat P. Pon Po, who work vigorously with stakeholders in the aged care industry to update our council bylaws to best serve the interests of our senior folks in aged care facilities in the state, thus allowing them to live with dignity and protection in their twilight years. The topics that will be covered during this 3-day conference will look at healthy aging holistically. It is my ardent hope that this conference will be a very fruitful experience for all of us. And I wish you a very good time in your stay here in Penang. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat. Could you kindly remain on stage for the proceedings? I now invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. N. Yanabhaskaran, Professor Dr. Tan Moh Pin, Professor Sharul Bahya Binti Kamar Zaman, and also Professor Nathan Beautilingam to accompany our guest of honor on stage for the official launch. All right, Yang Amat Berhormat, when you are ready, the count of 3, we will unveil the picture, yeah? 1, 2, and 3. All right, Yang Amat Berhormat, we would now like to invite you to sign the plaque. Leave a special message to MCHA if you'd like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the 10th Malaysian Hybrid Conference on Healthy Aging is now officially open. Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat. Can we have a short photography session now? Alright, Yang Amat Berhormat, the Malaysian Healthy Aging Society would like to present you with a token of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor will now be visiting the exhibition booths. On behalf of the Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, MHAS, we wish to thank Yang Amat Berhormat Tuan Chow Kon Yao, the Chief Minister of Penang, for gracing our event here today. Members of the media, kindly proceed to the Sri Intan room on level 2 for the press conference. Once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.